Hello and welcome to English for Communication 1. My name is Gary Linton. Today we're going to look at Unit 1, Part 3, Vocabulary, about how to introduce yourself. So we'll take a look at some of the basic words and phrases you can start to learn and build up a toolkit of words you can use effectively in English. Some of the things you want to understand or know the meaning of are some of the personal details, things that people might use or ask you about. So here's some examples. Date of birth or birthday. People often confuse these. Date of birth is when you were born, the day you were born, day, month, and year. Your birthday is the day and the month without the year, because our birthday happens every year. So when is your date of birth? It's the 9th of January 1972. When is your birthday? It's the 9th of January. No year. Okay? People often ask, what is your name? But there's a few ways you might hear people ask that. My name is Gary Linton. So Gary is my first name. You might also hear it called given name, forename, or Christian name. Middle names. Some people between their first and last name have a middle name. I don't have one, I'm just Gary Linton, but I could be Gary Robert Linton. And a middle name, something that would be on official documents like your passport. Last name. Sometimes people will call that your surname or your family name. So my surname is Linton. That's my family name. My family are all Lintons. Your telephone number. We often just shorten that to phone number. So when people want to call you, they might also use the term mobile number, because most of us use mobile phones these days. What's your mobile number? Can you write down your phone number for me? Email. What's your email? We might also expand to email address. Address. The place you live. What is your address? My address is number 1 High Street, Songkhla. Where do you live? I live in Songkhla. But we can be more specific. Oh, where in Songkhla? I live at number 1 High Street, Songkhla. So we can give the address. Nationality. This is another word for where are you from. I'm from Thailand. I am Thai. I am from Scotland. I am Scottish. So nationality is Scottish, Thai, British, English, things like that. Where are you from? We use the name of the place. Thailand, Scotland, Britain, England. So watch out for these terms. They're very similar but can be slightly different. Okay? And it's worth practicing how to say each of those if people ask for them. One of the things we want to talk about is a few words you can use to talk about your family. Using an example of a family tree here. And you can see this one is based on the idea of John. So John here, he's our main character. And this is John's family tree. So we can see a relationship sister. This means that Kate is John's sister. Fred is John's brother. Depending on who you're talking about, the relationship's different, but these are examples of words you should learn. So, father and mother. We often shorten these to dad, mum, or mom in America. They would use M-O-M, British people, M-U-M. If your father has a sister, she is your aunt. If your father or mother has a brother, they are your uncle. And your mum and dad's parents. Your father's father is your grandfather. Your father's mother is your grandmother. So we add grand to make it the next generation older. And the same for your mother's side. Your mother's father and mother are your grandfather and grandmother. If your aunt or uncle have children, they are your cousins. So these are just a few of the types of words we use to describe members of our family. When we talk about ourselves or introduce ourselves, we often talk about our family. I have 2 sisters. I live with my parents, my mother and father. My father is a doctor. I moved to Songkhla to live with my cousin. My cousin is a teacher. So knowing these words about your family make it easier to talk about them and show people connections and relationships. The relationship is always to you. Diana, John's mother. Maud is John's aunt. But it also means that Maud is Diana's sister. So one of the things you can do to practice using vocabulary is try looking at this structure chart and make relationships. What is Fred to Wendy? Just like John, Wendy is Fred's aunt. But what does that make? What does that make Fred? In this case, that would make Fred her nephew if you're a boy. Kate, the sister, would be a niece. There's lots and lots of vocabulary you can learn for this. On this chart's just a few words to get you started. Try using them, describe your family, and then when there's someone you don't know, gradually build up your vocabulary and learn a few more words. Some other vocabulary we want to try and build. We use adjectives. You may remember from the first video in this unit, I described myself as happy and talkative. We use adjectives to tell people more information about ourselves. And we use them in lots of different ways. We use them to talk about our feelings. Happy or sad, relaxed or scared. We use them to show our opinions, what we think about things. It's good, it's bad, it's nice, it's interesting, it's boring. We use them to tell people about the size and shape of things. Tall, short, big, small, long, short. Colours are all adjectives. red, yellow, blue, green. We also use them for the origin, where things come from. I come from Scotland, so I am Scottish. Pretty much when we think of adjectives, it's anything to do with our five senses. What we see, what we hear, what we can touch, the smell, the taste of things are all, we use adjectives to describe those. So it's a huge area of vocabulary. We don't want to give you too much here. Really just touch on the idea that you can use adjectives to describe yourself and things. We usually put them before the noun or after the verb to be, is, am, are. I am happy. So the happy is the adjective describing me, where I use I, and it's after the verb to be, am. This is a good example of using adjectives. A good example. Example is the noun and good goes before it. Okay? So think about some of the examples here. I haven't given you a lot of examples of adjectives to think about, but it's worth starting building up a small toolkit of adjectives you can use. Start recognizing different colors. Use them. Start looking at different shapes. What can you say? A game I often played with my students to help build vocabulary is using the alphabet A to Z. Try and think of 2 or 3 examples of adjectives you can start to use to describe things that begin with the letter A, then B, C. So for example, I am artistic. My cousin is an attractive young lady. John is an active person. B, big, beautiful, and bad. C, clean, cute, cuddly. D, dry, delicious, dangerous. E, easy, elegant, eager. Well, I don't want to go through the whole alphabet, so I'll just leave it at fun. I'll leave the rest up to you. But if you do want to learn English, that's one way you can start. Try and learn one adjective for each letter. You can make that into a game if you like. There's a game called The Minister's Cat, where we try the minister's cat is an active cat, the minister's cat is a big cat, the minister's cat is a clean cat, and go through the alphabet trying to add an adjective for the poor minister's cat. So that's a little vocabulary, a few words that you can start to use. There are so many words in English, don't let it frighten you. Thank you very much for listening today. I hope you'll find it useful. After this, you can try the test again for Unit 1 and answer the multiple choice questions, and hopefully you'll find you're able to answer everything correctly. If not, remember you can always come back and watch the videos again, listen, look at the text and read through the transcripts to help you understand. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.